Hello and welcome to Love Bug Tarot. So today we are back. It's been a minute. We are doing the best we can with the resources that we have. And yeah, okay. So what we're going to be looking at today is what did the full moon unlock? So like what did it unlock? What's starting? We're having at this moment in time, this is a timeless read, so you can come here for any particular full moon, see what's going on. But at the moment when this video goes up, we're having some very significant and intense full moons happening. Um the one that just happened was a full moon in Aquarius. It's a super full moon. At this time we have like 5 planets in retrograde. Like there's a lot of energy happening. So of course, you can come to this in the future because full moons are about, things coming to fruition. You've set intentions, let's say at a new moon or during the waxing phase where the moon is kind of getting bigger in the sky. And the full moon is about letting those intentions come to fruition. So we're looking like what unlocked? What's starting? What's going on? So we'll do a vibe check. We're going to pick piles here using our animated tarot deck. It's a big deck, that's why it's separated into 2 towers. Um, so we will select our piles in a moment. We'll do a vibe check at the beginning, and then we'll see kind of like how to navigate that. Like what needs to be worked on still, maybe actions to take, maybe what actions not to take, just kind of see how we're going to ride this out. Because sometimes things can get a little bumpy, for sure. And then, as always, we'll ask for advice and guidance. Okay, so set this to the side. And we'll set it over there for now. Okay. This is the animated tarot deck. It was a gift from a friend of mine, but as you can see, it is a very thick deck. It is, I have to shuffle it in twos because it is just massive. It is a massive deck. So what we'll do, I'm going to split this in two. I'm going to give it a very quick shuffle. I always shuffle the decks beforehand, but it's always nice to give it a little extra. And we'll cut these decks as well. And then we'll see which cards want to come out for our pile indicators. So I hope everyone is hanging in there. Again, I was, again, timeless read, but I know this particular full moon season has been very intense for me, energetically, emotionally, mentally, all of that. So I've been doing a lot of grounding, just a lot of meditations where I can, trying to take care of myself to the best of my ability. Again, doing the best we can with the resources we have. And sometimes that's all we can do. Our resources can fluctuate from day to day, and that's okay. The important thing is to take it day by day. So that's what we've been doing, and that's why I didn't push myself to put out more reads, because, yeah, I was like, I need to take care of myself. That's the important part. Oh my god, this thing is huge. Okay, all right. All right, let's see. All right, there's one. Just looking for 3. Please don't dump out the entire deck, as some of my decks have been known to do. You know what? I'm seeing you. Okay. Woo. Chonky deck. All right, so we've got our piles here. And then I'll also pull a rune for each pile as well. All right, so pile 1. Okay, you have the Queen of Wands. This is the animated tarot deck. So as we kind of move it around, This one's very pretty. I like this one. They're all very pretty. Like the kitty cat. All right, so that's pile 1. And your rune is the rune of breakthrough. Ooh, Dagus. Okay. Okay, pile 2. You have justice. I love the flowiness of this one. Again, the whole deck is gorgeous. Okay, and your rune is ice. Issa, that's right. Again, names. I always have a little bit of trouble with names. So Issa, rune of ice. Ooh, okay. Pile 3. You have the Ace of Chalices or the Ace of Cups. It's chalices in this deck. Okay. Love the bird on that one. Again, such a pretty deck. Ooh, okay. And Kanaz. This is the rune Kanaz, which is symbolic of a torch or insight. Okay. So feel free to pause the video, sit with the cards, sit with the piles, the runes, take your time. If you feel called to a particular pile or piles, you can absolutely be drawn to more than one. I will have timestamps in the description below, so you can go ahead and jump to those pile or piles, and I will see you in your read. Hello, pile 1. If you chose pile 1, you chose the Queen of Wands and Daggers, the rune Daggers. Okay, so we're going to start out with kind of a vibe check. And if this is something you've been working on, if it sounds like something familiar, if you just kind of like, yes, that feels like me, then you know it's your pile. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm doing my best. But yeah, it's a vibe check. And if you just don't feel, you don't connect with it, that's okay. You can check out any of the other piles. You can check out another read, and there are so many amazing tarot readers here on YouTube. Highly recommend. Yeah, if you ever need some recommendations, let me know. I have so many, so we're always trying to share the love. Okay, so I kind of put this card in the middle with Dagus. Dagus is a rune of breakthrough. It's a rune of growth and success and like wishes. And I love that it came out with the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands, and again, queens, kings, emperor, they're energies. They're not genders. But so the Queen of Wands is about this self-confidence, holding your head up high, bringing that passionate, fiery, creative spark to life. It's a card of fire. It's a card of spirit. So if you're a fire sign, that could be significant. So if you're a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius, whether it's in your sun, your moon, your rising, that could be a key component. Or it's just you're embodying the energy of the Queen of Wands. Okay. Let's find out a little bit more about pile 1. So what is it that either has been unlocked or what is starting, shifting? So what is going on for our pile 1s? And I don't know if I'm going to do this for... things are moving around on my desk. I don't know if I'm going to do this for every deck. Or, deck, goodness, pile. But I have the feeling I want to get 2 cards. And I want to put them on either side. I have the feeling that pile 1, this is something you're moving away from something into something else. Because the figure here is facing this direction. So I want to get a sense of what it is that is being moved away from, and then what is being moved, like how is this energy shifting? Again, this is a general read, so take what resonates, and if something doesn't resonate, just let that go and know it's for someone else. Ooh, all right. Ooh, okay. I just don't read reverses for a general reads like this, but I'm gonna honor that. Ooh, okay. Okay. Interesting. The energy you're moving away from, pile one, I get the sense that you're moving away from bullshit. I don't know if I'm gonna, it's not that I can monetize. Anyways, you're moving away from BS. We'll put it that way. Because the moon is a card about illusions. You can see the crawfish kind of coming out of the river, and there's a lot of unknown. The moon, excuse me, the moon illuminates. It can have, trying to put into words abstract thoughts. It's heard. Anyways, I'm spinning this around. Yeah, I get the sense that because the card is about illusions. In its reversal position here in this situation, I feel like you're moving away from the illusions that have been cast by other people, the BS, the facade that some people put on, whether this is in a group of people, people who are close to you, or just maybe socially, society in general. Just you're moving away from the BS that's kind of been holding you back, or maybe been making you fearful. Like you're coming into your own power. You're making that breakthrough. You're going through a spiritual growth. Yeah, I feel this is very kind of spiritual and mental. You're moving away from staying in the shadows, staying afraid, staying in the shadows because of what others have said, or, just the dialogues you've seen online or on social media, and you're like, no, I'm going to go out and discover this for myself. It's very interesting that the Seven of Swords came up, because swords is a mental suit. It's about the mind. This in this, I'm getting a sense of like you're striking out on your own, kind of like a lone wolf situation. Not to say that you're like isolating yourself, but you're moving you're moving towards an independence, because this is what the queen is looking towards. It's very interesting, both these figures, even though this figure is moving towards the queen, is actually they are both looking in this direction. They are both looking away. They're both kind of looking towards the future in a sense. I still get the sense that this is what's starting. So this is a very transitional period. Again, a breakthrough is wonderful, but that still means that there is work to be done. There's still some swords to sort through. There's still some things to work out for sure. Okay, so that's pile one. That's kind of that's kind of the vibe I'm getting for you. So let's get some oracle cards. I'm gonna get some tea leaves for you. Okay. Here's our first one. Some tea for our pile one. So we're asking now about how to navigate this. And I feel in pile one, in your situation, like what to work on, how to move forward with this. Because that's a big shift. That's a big shift to kind of, strike out on your own. And it may not be in a physical sense, it could be for some people, but, very much taking control of your mind. What, especially I feel now with so much in social media and just the news and everything, we are just bombarded with all of this information, whether it is, true or false, or it can be very difficult sometimes to discern and, to make an educated worldview, I want to say. I don't know if that's the correct phrase, but I feel like you are moving away to be like, you know what? I'm making my own path. I'm going to work on discerning what I need to know. Educate yourself and know about the world around you. Yeah, that's okay. That's a big thing. That's a huge thing. All right, and I think that one. All right, 4. There we go. All right, how are we gonna do this? All right, let me move these up a bit. Get our doggo's room. All right, you came out first. I saw you. Okay, hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. Flute, disappointment in a friend or lover. Okay. Okay, we might be getting a little more information about what's going on, too. Wind chimes, peace and harmony. Sun, happiness and well-being. This is really interesting because these two, I don't want to call them negative cards. Challenge cards. We'll call them challenge cards. Because, again, I don't feel it's a negative thing. There could have been something that, again, this is kind of going back to the situation at hand, but just moving out of this energy right now. There could have been either you or another person who needed guidance, and there was a disappointment. Maybe something fell through that, like, didn't need to, like, it fell through, but not because of an outside circumstance. It fell through because of neglect or ignorance or something, that someone did have control over. And it's very interesting that the helping hand and disappointment fell under the moon in reverse. This could have been what was illuminated. Maybe you reached out for help or guidance, and the other person something didn't work out. And it was a disappointment. And so that could have been the start of that path, the crawfish coming out of the water. Crawfish, lobster, I'm not sure. The creature coming out of the water and being like, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out on my own. I'm going to figure this out for me. Yeah, and then moving into this energy, we have peace and harmony, happiness, and well-being. So whatever situation you left, whether it was a situation in your physical world, your immediate world, or maybe it was a state of mind that, you left. Yeah. Again, general read, so it's going to resonate a little differently for different people. That's awesome. But I love that you're moving into this energy of independence. Of, like, independence, this self-confidence. Again, this is a fire card. We have a lot of, like, fiery Leo energy. Just fire energy in general. We have the lion here. We have the cat. The sunflower. And this is also a rune of the dawn. It's daybreak. It's the sun rising, and we have a lot of, it looks like this kind of abstract a bit, but the sun is rising the background of this person's throne, if you will. Okay. So we got a little more information about the situation. So how to navigate or what to work on. Ten of Swords. Okay. Under the hand. This is an interesting Ten of Swords too, because it reminds me a lot of the Eight of Cups, where it seems like this person's walking away from something. Unlike a traditional deck, like the Rider Waite, which shows, someone kind of being, impaled by 10 swords. This is much more kind of metaphorical, and again, much like the moon in reverse, the creature is leaving the water and walking away, walking your own path. This kind of going out on your own. And it's a 10. So in a way, it's like, yeah, like there's a walking away from something. And I'm also getting a sense here, again, the hand, the need of help, assistance, and guidance. This is not necessarily, I mean, for some people it is a challenge. Because again, I don't want to use like, it's not a negative card, because I don't feel like there is a negative card. It's challenges or something that is an obstacle. That could be something that you need to work on, is how or who you reach out to. How it's okay. And it could be a message of it's okay to reach out for help. But you may need to be more discerning about who you're reaching out to for that assistance, for that guidance, for that aid. Don't close yourself off from it. Like, yes, being, finding your own feet, finding your own path, being that, moving into that, I would say mode of independence. Like just moving into your independence, into your confidence, into your self-empowerment is wonderful. But don't forget that you can reach out. You can reach out to ask for help. Because the Ten of Swords is very much about, it, again, swords, it's a mental suit. So I'm getting the sense of like, it's okay to be alone, but know that you don't have to be lonely. And if you do, I was going to say, yeah, if you do feel lonely, again, who do you reach out to? Who do you extend that hand to? Both, working both ways. I'm just getting a sense of like, you reaching a hand out to offer assistance or guidance to someone, and vice versa. Them reaching out to you, being much more discerning about that. And again, an ending of an older toxic cycle, moving into a moving on, again, the sun, happiness, well-being, peace, and harmony. Like, I love that these two both came out as well. Okay. So for flute, whoop, please do not dump half the deck. Ooh, the Hermit. Okay. Disappointment in a friend or a lover. Remember how we were talking about you're moving into this state of self-confidence, of independent, and being discerning about who you reach out to? I think some of that is going to come from sitting with yourself, getting to know yourself in many aspects. Taking the time to do that inner journey, to do that inner work. Hey, come here. For some of you, I just got the sense, because flute, I'm thinking maybe music. Music might be helpful to kind of, I don't want to say concentrate, but maybe meditate on it, or just, especially like I'm someone who has difficulty just sitting in silence. Like I need I'm listening to just very calm meditative music actually while I read because I need something else there to kind of, I don't know, drown out all of the background noise in my head because my head is a very active place. So it's easier to sit with myself if I have something to focus on. So music for some, again, general read, could be very helpful. But yeah, doing that, and again, we were talking about this journey, setting out the end of a toxic cycle. I'm just seeing this person, almost looks like the same person too. You know, walking away from something, walking into a new light, a new energy, this breakthrough, and taking the time to really go inward, sit with themselves, discover themselves. And that's not an easy thing. Oh, peace and harmony, 3 of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. All right, I want to get one for the sun because I feel like these might, oh, yeah, I'm feeling they're all connected. Ooh, and strength, which is a Leo card. Fire, again. And the sun rules Leo. That's awesome. Okay. So I'm getting the sense, again, you've been moving away from this energy, you've been moving into this, or maybe you have been going through this like dark night of the soul moment. That you've been doing the inner work, you've been grounding, meditating, kind of getting to know yourself. You're coming into your confidence. And you're now coming into a space where you can start to reach out again. You can start to collaborate with other people, but in a much more healthy and balanced and grounded way. The 3 of Pentacles is about partnerships. It's about collaborations, but you can see everybody is helping. Everybody's pulling their own weight. Not one person is doing, more work than the other. Like everybody's helping out here. And that's pretty huge. If anybody's ever been in a project where like, sorry, there was a disruption. Okay. Anyways, if anybody's ever been in a situation where, I'm trying to remember my train of thought, where you were working on a project, like a group project, and like you were the only one doing any of the work. It was very one-sided, and it's like, okay, we all need to do this to get a good grade. That's so frustrating. It's incredibly frustrating because it's like you all want to you want to do good, but you're dependent on these other people, for your grade, and let's say they're not pulling the weight, or maybe there's one and there's just two. When it's unbalanced like that, it's so difficult and very frustrating. Yeah, nobody likes that. So, but I feel like now, because you've kind of been through the situation where perhaps it was unbalanced, it was one-sided. You're now able to discern that. With a new group of people, new project, you can clock it from a mile away. You can be like, okay, nope, I don't want to work with you because I get the sense that I'm going to be the person doing all the work, and nobody needs that. So yeah, just the idea that you can now discern what's going to be a healthy situation for you. And the happiness and well-being with Leo strength, and again, our Queen of Wands here. Like, yeah, you are moving. You're finding your own strength. You're finding again, this independence, being able to stand on your own. And I love that the 3 of Pentacles came out too, because this shows, again, a sense, just like a sense of community. Because I never want to say like you're on your own. It's just you. Like, we need community. We need our circle of people. Like, we are community minded creatures. But it's it is the people you surround yourself with. It can very much be dependent on the environment. And the beautiful thing about walking away from that, because you figured out that it was not, whatever situation it was not balanced, you've been able to walk away and be like, you know what, no, I'm gonna find a much more balanced and healthy, whether it's a community, a situation, whatever it is. Again, general read. You'll know how it reflects on your own reality. So yeah, um, that's amazing. I'm okay. Very excited for you. I don't know, I'm reaching over for these. Yeah, let's get some advice and guidance. So we didn't really get, well, like how to navigate or what to work on was kind of the second tier of the question. Okay, well, let's see what this is. Okay, yeah, there it is. How to navigate. Follow your calling. Follow what your spirit guides you to. Again, Queen of Wands is a very spiritual card as well. Because fire is spirit. You know, you have swords, which is air, the mind. You know, you have coins, is the earth, is the body, you know, the physical, if you will. Cups is emotions, water. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting one? I think I got all four. Anyways, um, right now, it seems like the full moon has brought about is this breakthrough in following your calling, following what calls to you spiritually, you know, what is fulfilling, and walking away from situations that were perhaps exploitive or one-sided, and now being able to discern in the future, you know, and avoid those situations, those people, and be like, no, I'm going to protect my peace with, you know, a community, a situation that is, you know, where everybody is helping out, where it's very balanced. You know, I'm going to stand in my strength. And to do that is really about, and it's major arcana too. So that, I feel like that was a big one. It's like, all right, that's the answer to our question is, you know, how to navigate is follow the calling. Okay. And advice and guidance. 4, perfect. Funny how that works out. All right. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So I'm getting the sense that there's still work to do. Very much so. And I don't think that's a bad thing. You kind of have your bearings now. Again, you had that breakthrough, or you're about to have that breakthrough. And the moon again. This time, again, that one I definitely felt in reverse, but these I'm feeling in uprights. Interesting. The moon came out twice. I'm just seeing like all of these greens, this inner calling, this unconscious. Your intuition may be very, very important right now, moving forward. Navigating. The path forward may not be, you may know where you want to go, but the path may not be 100% clear. So this is where your intuition might come very much in play. Wow, okay, and we have 6. We have the 6 of Wands, right over peace and harmony. The 6 of Wands is a card of triumph. I mean, this person's on stage, they've got this beautiful laurel wreath. Like it's awesome. And Two of Swords. Ooh, okay. Okay, okay. Yeah, I get the sense that some of the advice and guidance here at the end is talking about, like, you have made a huge breakthrough. Again, you got the rune of breakthrough. But there's still work to be done. Trust yourself, trust your intuition. You've come this far. You can now discern unhealthy aspects. You can move forward and start making these amazing victories, but don't fall back into these maybe I don't want to say unhealthy habits, but like how do I phrase this? Like limiting beliefs. Again, swords, it's a mental suit. How you talk to yourself, is huge, just in general. So when you're making decisions, about the work, again, we have the two crows here, we have the two wolves as well. Again, the moon came up twice, so I feel like your intuition is very, very important going forward. Figuring out the path. Be careful not to listen to old limiting beliefs. Or when we were talking about in the beginning with, I just see the crows kind of making a lot of noise and just those outside influences that it's like on social media, on just the bombardment of information that we get on a daily basis, like making the decision that's right for you, choosing, walking the path that's right for you, and not like, yes, advice is great, but again, we talked about like who you reach out to for advice is going to be key. That's part of your intuition. If someone doesn't feel right, or if you get like something a little off, again, listening to your gut feeling is going to be very important. So, yeah, be careful not to be blinded maybe by other people's opinions, by maybe social media trends, like whatever it is, like walk your path because your path is going to be amazing. Your path is going to be successful. Again, we have the sun and well-being, your happiness and strength, which is basically, these are like two of the same cards here. The sun and strength outside of the actual sun card in the tarot. Yeah. Know your own strength. Know your own worth. Don't listen to all of the noise. I don't know how else to say it, but just like, yeah, don't listen to all of the noise. Follow your path. And I just get the sense of, again, we were talking about, it's interesting, these two, the moon and the hermit, falling right on each other. Ooh, and we have numerology. We have 18, which becomes 9, and this is 9. So I don't know. I just find that interesting. 999 might be a repeating number for you. Anyways, but we were talking about, you know, taking moments to get quiet, to meditate. Um, I just ever like I like dive into the water and it just like all of the noise from the outside world disappears and it's just the sound of the water. It's the ocean. It's the sound of the ocean. But just, yeah, taking time to get quiet and kind of settle your mind away from all of, excuse me, this outside input. And really, again, getting back in touch with yourself, with the hermit, with this inner journey that you've been on. Getting still and kind of just talking to yourself and discovering and know what's best for you in your situation. So, some very, very wonderful, very deep things happening over this full moon for you, pile one, which is amazing. And like, wow, that is awesome. So, I feel that is your read. Um, little housekeeping. Please like, subscribe. It's super helpful for the channel. I was actually watching another tarot reader this morning, and they mentioned they're just like, you know what, go out and give all of your favorite tarot readers a like and subscribe, a little comment, even if it's just to say hello. You know, it's helpful for everybody, and it really is. So if you feel called to, super appreciate a little comment. Um, Even if it's just your favorite card or your favorite deck, which deck you liked the most, which cards you liked the most. Was it the animated tarot? Was it the Rider Waite, the tea leaves, the light seer? And again, I'll have part of housekeeping is I will have all of the decks and tools that we used listed in the description below. So if you're curious, you can always check that out as well. But yes, pile one, this is your read. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. And until next time, please take care of yourself, stay safe, and I will see you then. Bye. Hello, pile two. If you chose pile two, you chose the Justice card and the rune of Isa. So this beautiful, again, animated tarot is just so pretty. Look at that. Okay. So what we'll be looking at, I'm going to be doing like kind of a vibe check first. Because again, what people work on, what they manifest with the moon, and or just intentions that they set, that's very personal. So we'll be doing a vibe check. Again, this is a general read. If something doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. You can check out any of the other piles. You can check out a different read. You can check out a different tarot reader. If you need suggestions, let me know. I am glad to provide some. Okay. So I think we're going to continue. What we did in the first pile was we put a card in either side. So I'm going to see what comes out for our vibe check for Justice and Isa. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. The strawberry washi tape on that is because we can't show strawberry patches on YouTube. So we have strawberry washi tape on that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this because I feel like this is... I sometimes read reversals. I typically don't for general reads like this. So I'm just going to take that into consideration that it did come out in reverse. So pile two. There may be something that I feel for some of you might actually be like a legal situation or a situation that I feel like it involves money. Because we have the Ace of Pentacles, and Pentacles is coins, is earth, is physical resources. So I feel like you've been working towards... There could be a legal situation you've been working towards, something in the justice system. I feel for a few of you. And again, we have Isa, so there's been a delay, there's been a slowness to it. And for others, this could be, I want to say, like looking for a financial opportunity, maybe looking for a job, maybe trying to get a bonus, trying to get, just trying to get more resources. And so the intentions that you could have set was to build resources, to build the resources you already have, or maybe like a new avenue, a new job, a new, a new resource, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Not, I want to say side hustle, passive income, maybe even for some people. And there's been like, it feels like there's just been this, I want to say, because it's ice. This is the rune of ice, Issa. It's blockage, it's slowness, but it can also be a test. I don't want to say test of patience, but I'm getting the sense in this particular case, it kind of has been, because things have just felt really blocked. And I'm getting the phrase with justice that it's it's the song, you can't always get what you want, but you find sometimes you get what you need. So I get the sense that you've had what you needed, even if it was kind of, you felt like the bare minimum, but it was there, even though you've been really trying to grow these physical resources. I kind of want to get some more cards. Okay, hold on. Because I get the sense, especially with the chariot's about movement. The chariot's about movement, but we did come in reverse. So I want to get some more cards to clarify, because again, for general read, I feel like this very specific, but for some of you, I think a very small percentage, this could be waiting to get like financial compensation from a legal situation. Again, I am not a legal advisor. I am not a lawyer. I don't, nope, none of that. So please, this is just for entertainment. Take what you will. Please do not take what I say as actual legal advice. Disclaimer, disclaimer aside. I'm getting the sense that it's like you've been really, really trying to get this resolved, whether it's someone owed you money, whether it was, again, compensation for, again, something you were owed. And it's just been really slow. It has been blocked. It feels like it's like crawling uphill. With the chariot, I get the sense that things are going to start moving and start moving very fast. But I want to get some clarification because this one did come out in reverse. And either way, for anyone who's been trying to build their resources, justice can also be about like the scale. Again, we actually have scales here, balancing out. So if you were in lack in one area, having those scales balance out, not going to the other extreme, but getting what you need, even if it's not necessarily what you want. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna get some more cards. Can we please clarify? Can we please clarify the chariot? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I have the sense that things are going to be moving forward, but slowly. Yeah, okay. Because again, this came out in reverse. And just like ice melts, it melts slowly sometimes. But you are moving into calmer waters. I get the sense that as things start to move forward, because these two sphinxes are kind of at rest. So it's going to take some time for that chariot to get up to speed. But as it does, you can see that the water is kind of choppy on one side of the boat, but it's very calm and smooth over here. So I get the sense that as things move forward, even if it is slowly, keep your patience. Because Issa is all about, again, about just having that patience, because things move slow. And if it is something you're working with the justice system, yes, things move slow. They do. At least here, I can only speak from the point of view of someone living in the United States. The justice system moves very slow. I cannot speak for anywhere else in the world because I don't know. But it's like But you're moving from no movement at all to, even if, again, little movement, little steps, little bits of progress. And I think that's why this came out in reverse. Because here, in it's, if it had come out upright, I would say like things are going to be like boom, moving open. It's going to like, you're going to bust out of the gate. But I don't get that sense. I think our sphinxes here that are at rest, it's going to take some time to get that momentum, to get things moving again, to get things flowing. But there will be progress. I feel like it's a slow but steady progress. And I feel like you're also going to see an improvement in your mental state, because there could have been a lot of anxiety with this, and especially if it's something legal. I Yeah, I can get that. I can get that. That can be a lot of anxiety. But there's something to be said if something's not moving versus like it's making baby steps, but it's moving forward, even if it's at a snail's pace. It's still progress. Okay. Mm. And for those who have just been like trying to increase, I feel like this is that message is very applicable to those people in pile 2 who you're feeling this because you've been trying to look for a new job, you've been trying to, get an increase in pay, you've been just trying to increase your resources, going from blockage, no movement, again, that frozen, moving into a space of slow and steady improvement. Slow and steady improvement, still improvement. So, yes. Okay. Let us get some tea leaves. Let's kind of, so that's the vibe check. If this feels like you are connecting with it, then that's a good indicator this is your pile. If not, that's okay. You can check out any of the other piles. You can check out a different read. You can check out a different reader. I always say this. If you need recommendations, I have many, many lovely readers that I follow here as well on YouTube. So, or on social media in general. So you will always, you'll find someone, find someone you vibe with. Do not worry about that. Okay, so how is pile 2 navigating this transition? Oh, okay. Feeling you months of the year. Interesting. Okay. Ooh, lion. I find that very interesting because this is a timeless read, but we are right out of what's called the Lion's Gate astrologically. It's beginning of August. But anyways, all right. How to navigate this, what to work on for this kind of period of transition. Okay, interesting. Oh, all right. Oh, you got a green and a purple. Okay, let's take a look. See at these. I see you, lion and ring. Ooh, okay. So we have the month of July and the astral house of marriage. Okay, I'm going to wait on July for a hot second because melting. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Sorry. just the word melting came into my brain real quick. So this may not, it could be for some people, again, timing is a very fickle thing. It could be something that happened or started in the month of July, or could be moving, again, slow, steady movement into the upcoming July, wherever you are in the calendar year when you see this, or the summertime, however summertime falls for you, whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere. But the predominant, like the word, again, that when I said melting, because the sun here this summer with the ice. So I just got the sense that like things are melting. The blocks are melting. The ice is shifting. But if you've ever seen like a time lapse of like a sheet of ice breaking up, as the seasons change and the Horus global warming, that's a different topic altogether. But like or like a frozen lake, and it slowly kind of has to defrost and break up and melt and move, and it can take months. But seasons change. Ice still melts. So I'm just getting the sense that this is kind of an affirmation, um, and a little confirmation as well, a little boost of being like, you know what? Summer's coming. I know you've kind of been stuck in the ice for a while, but summer's coming. And marriage, interesting card to get. So I don't feel that this is like the actual literal marriage, but of a union between two people. I get this sense that this is things coming together. Okay, let's see what our other cards. All right, you two flipped over, so let's see. Lion, time to act. Broken ring, very interesting with the marriage card here. Parting of the ways in either romance or business. Interesting this fell over here. So yeah, I get the sense for some of you this is definitely like a business, like either you left a job, you want to leave a job. My book over here is trying to fall apart. Okay. Um like there was something you had to act on. Like you had to act on it, whether from a legal standpoint or just it could have been justice. Just like this is something you are just like no, even if you know everything. There are situations where it's just like this is not right, even if everything is quote above the board. I use big air quotes with that because just because it's like well legally you can do that, it's like no, you found a stupid loophole, and that's still not okay because ethically and morally, I feel very opposed to that. There was something you had to act on, and that affected your resources. And okay, so this is very specific. I got whenever we're talking about a union, things coming together with like the marriage and the parting. So if anybody's again, this is a timeless read, but just right now in this moment, there is a union strike happening. Um, for animation, for interactive, so video games, motion capture for video games, voice acting, and it's pretty big. And it has brought things to a standstill. A strike is a freeze. And there's definitely been a parting of ways and a time to. So, if anybody here, I'd be very interested. If you feel comfortable telling me or identifying yourself in the comments, you don't have to. But I would be very interested if anybody here is in the union, in SAG-AFTRA or the Animation Guild or any of those. Again, very prevalent to just this moment in time. I hope in the future that no one is on strike because everybody has their rights. Um, but yeah, that was just that's why I put the cards. I was like, okay, wait a minute. Like I am a voice actor. I am not personally in the union yet. Yet. Um, but I also have very strong feelings about this particular strike and the protections it offers and the consent of, with AI and all of that. And also as an artist, I have a lot of feelings about AI. Anyways, all right, that ran aside. Ran aside. All right, let's see these other ones. Ooh, needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. That's wonderful to see. Bear, danger, especially in money matters. Ooh, okay. Ah, all right. So remember we were talking about things starting to move forward, things starting to melt and shift and slow and steady progress. I get the sense that that is going to be a big wish granted. Oh, finally things are moving forward. Like that, just that relief. But be aware that I get the sense again, like you're not out of the woods yet. Bear wood, anyways. Uh, So this could, going forward, this could still be a time to be very careful with your budget, very careful with your finances. So that could be something to, when we were asking about like how do we, well, maybe this is partly my pile too. How does pile 2 kind of navigate this shift, this change? So I feel like things are going to be going in your favor. Again, I'm not a legal advisor, so take with a grain of salt. Um, However, this slow and steady progress doesn't mean that, maybe you can immediately jump back into, spending on certain things. You still may need to be very careful about your finances. Okay, let's get some more tarot cards. Yeah, I especially want to get, especially over here. It's that whole union rant. I was like, wait a second. Oh, okay. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Okay, yeah. The time to act was right. Um, how you moved, I feel, was both very important to your physical resources, but also to you as a person, like just your spirit. And it's interesting, again, we were talking about the strike, and just the union, and just it's a huge creative community that is fighting for their rights. And I just, you see this queen, and fire is spirit, it's creativity, it's your passions, and they are definitely like holding up a staff. And I just, again, there's some synchronicities here. So if someone here is again watching, and you're from the union, or you're in the union, or adjacent, I don't know, I'm just very, very interested in that. And we were talking earlier about if this is to you in your reality something more of like a legal situation, like to you personally. Again, I'm getting the sense it was time to act. You had to, and you did act in your best interest. And if it was something, and I, yeah, no, this is very applicable, I feel, to this general read of, you needed a change in your resources. You needed a change in your physical resources, whatever that, however that resonates for you. Um, and again, I'm just thinking Lion, Leo, the Queen of Wands, fire, which is fire is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So a lot of fiery energy. Like it was time. It was time to make that shift. Ah, nope. Oh, it was a terrible shuffle. Ugh. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. Can we please get some clarifiers for the rest of our tea leaves? Just one each, please. Ooh, the sun. For the greater good is something that just popped in my head. Like, okay. I don't mean to keep bringing it back to this particular union strike, because that's, again, this is a timeless read, but I'm just, okay, we can use this as an example of sometimes things need to break in order to be fixed. And whether that is a pattern, whether that is a business situation, whether it is something in your physical resources was not working. And a lot of fire energy. We had July here with the sun. We have the sun. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Lion. I think a Leo. We have a very kind of warm color scheme happening here as well. A lot of fire creative energy happening. Okay. And the star, wow. A wish will be granted. And you have the star. The star is also about hope. It's also about hope. So I get the sense that, things had to be broken. And you see this big, huge sun, in front of this person. It's like, this is what you're wishing for. And to hold on to that wish, even if it seems a little dim, seems a little dark, but you can see there's a little bit of this sunrise happening over here, you know? So that is a beautiful message to come out right there. So whatever situation this is in, again, that slow, steady movement, what you need, you demand it. Whether from someone else, from an institution, for, just, and I say from yourself, as in, like, you told yourself, like, I need a different job, or I need a passive income, like, whatever it is, you looked at yourself and you said, this is not working. We need to break out of this cycle. We need to part ways with how things were being done. And we need, because we need to do what's best for us. So hold on to that. Hold on to that beautiful light that you have. I'm seeing you. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be a slow but steady improvement. And I'm emphasizing the slow because we have the Six of Swords here. We have Isa. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And yes, it's a knight, but it's also the slowest knight in the tarot. And deals with, again, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, physical resources. Especially here we have the Bear, dangers in money matters. This is going to be a slow and steady improvement. So I get the sense of, like, it's a long haul. But if you're prepared for that, let's kind of follow this out. This is a big, I feel like this is big. Especially when it deals with your physical resources. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Slow and steady progress. It's going to be difficult, but you're going to come into this Queen of Pentacles. Again, Queen of Wands to our Queen of Pentacles, which I love. And queens are energies. They're not genders. They're not gender specific. But moving into the, that you came out of this, or you went into this with this fiery, passionate energy to protect, to protect your resources, to protect you, your passion, your spark, what you need, and on the other side of this, I get this sense, I just see this, like, tree, and right now you're planting the little seed. You're planting this little fire seed. And it's going to take a while for that tree to grow. It needs time. But if you're aware of that, if you're aware that this is going to take time, you can prepare for it. So again, I feel like this is a bit of a heads up. Hold on to that hope. Your wish will be granted. It's going to take some time. Okay. No, I'm feeling our classic Rider Waite. Let's get some advice. Any advice or guidance? I feel like we definitely got advice and guidance here, and very clear too. Very clear message. Ooh, another wish card. This is the Nine of Cups. This is wish fulfillment. Okay. Okay, Doc. Okay. Well, okay. And the star again. Okay. All right. The Emperor. Cool. I'll elaborate in a second while I'm giggling and smiling. Yes. Oh my goodness. Just, it's another 6, yes. But is this a 6 of coins? Pile 2. I'm getting this vibe of just yes, we have the star here, which is about hope. And I got the sense, like this figure is very much holding this very delicate thread. Hope can be very fragile, but it's very, very strong too. And the universe stepping in and being like, you got this. Wishes coming true, wish fulfillment. I just get the sense that in this case, the stars are aligning. Things are coming together. The Emperor, these two major arcana in the middle, and not to mention the star twice. But the Emperor is very stable. It is stable, it is solid. Um, there's an authority there as well. It's not just like a king or queen, like it's the Emperor. It's like above that. And just energy wise, because again, major arcana. Coming into authority of yourself, of your resources. Another very fiery card here because we have the Rams on the throne. Coming into control of your resources, control of your your physical resources, if you will. And this is the card of reciprocity. Of like you have been able to come into your own because of this long haul, because you had the patience and the fortitude to get to the Queen of Pentacles, to hang in there, to understand that it's gonna take some time, and you got there. And because you got there to this like solid stability, you're now able to give back. You're now able to turn around and, help others. Because I get the sense that like what you've been through has been a huge learning experience, and you are going to end up in a position. And again, we have these two like this position of leadership, in this position where you can aid and guide others, if unfortunately they end up in a similar situation, or aid and guide others who are just in need, maybe just giving back to your community, giving back to taking care of the people around you, because it's very possible that those people took care of you here as well. Again, it's a give and it's a card of give and take. Again, we have the scales here, just like justice. The scales are balanced, which that's why I was smiling. I had the biggest, goofiest smile on my face, because that is so telling of you, pile two. Just your character, because you could very easily come into this, emperor vibe of just like I'm on top of everything. I'm on top of the world. Again, this chariot is kind of a very similar. You have the reins of power, if you will, and you could be very frivolous with it. You could be very singular with that and just be like, you know what, I'm keeping it for me. And just ignoring the world around you, but you don't. The fact that like wishes are fulfilled and you come into this amazing energy, excuse me. The fact that the six, because you've been here, you've been to this other Six of Swords, where maybe it was you metaphorically huddled on a boat and someone else was helping, push the boat forward into calmer waters. And you're now in that position where you can help out. You can help people reach those calmer waters too. So, pile two, you feel real awesome. This energy you have is real awesome. You are going to get there. Things are changing, things are melting. The ice is melting. It's going to be slow but steady progress to get there. So, pile two, thank you so much for letting me read for you. As always, like, really solidly appreciate it. And if you feel called, please leave a little comment. Again, I'm really interested if anybody resonated with the whole union rant, or if And again, you don't have to share any more than what you're comfortable with. Um, but comments always do help. So do likes, subscribes, shares. They're always very, very helpful. So I do appreciate all of those. Any of the tools or the cards that I used, I will list in the description below. And okay, I think that's all of our little housekeeping. So until next time, take care of yourself, stay safe, and I will see you then. Bye. Hello, pile three. If you chose pile three, you chose the Ace of Cups, or the Ace of Chalices in this deck, and the Knaz rune. So we have our little animated tarot here. I don't know, I could just do that for hours. Maybe not hours. Anyways, okay. All right. So we're going to get some cards, some tarot. I'm going to do a card on either side. And we're going to do kind of a vibe check of what you've maybe been working on, what's starting, what's unlocking for you from this full moon that we had. And if this is a general read, but okay. Please do not dump out half the deck. This is a general read, so if you feel the vibe check, if you feel the pile is resonating with you, that's a really good indicator that this is your pile. If not, you can check out any of the other piles, any of the other reads. You can check out any other tarot reader. There are some amazing ones. If you ever need recommendations, let me know. It's always lovely to support the reading community at large. I think a lot of them, there's some really awesome people. So, all right, let's get our second card, please. Okay. You were very feisty before. Now, all right. Ooh, okay. Okay. So we have Temperance and the King of Swords with the Ace of Chalices here, and Knaz. Knaz is, it symbolizes a torch. It's insight, creativity, inspiration, wisdom. I just think of the torch, and I think of like those aha moments, or like the light bulb, or in the sense like the light bulb, you just think of like those cartoon characters, and it's like, aha, I get it. You know, the light bulb moment, you can call it. You know, just that sudden spark of inspiration, of insight, of like, okay. Something with this full moon, something that's changing. It's interesting we have the chalices, and we also have Temperance with the, you know, the water being poured between the two cups. Balance. I think there's a move towards a balance. Because we have this angel figure with one foot on land, one foot on the water. And we also have the King of Swords. And kings and queens, I always try to remind people, they're energies. They're not genders. The King of Swords is someone who can be very analytical. It's a mental suit. Swords is about the mind. Yeah, the King of Swords is like, I think of like a sharp analyst. Someone who thinks very logical. If you're a Star Trek fan, Mr. Spock. That kind of vibe, just very, very precise, very logical. And it's interesting, the Ace of Cups, chalices in this particular deck. And we have this winged bird here. And we have the winged figure here, this angel figure. I get the sense, pile 3, that it's interesting because we have like the heart, the emotions, the heart here, and the mind. And we have the ace and a king. And so it's like we have the beginning of one suit and the end of another. And this balance in between. And I just, again, like this insight, this. I want to get some more cards because I'm still not 100% on it. But I get the sense that there's something working on a balance, working on like the heart and the mind. And this is a general read, so I feel like this one is a little more broad. Some of the other piles felt there were some very, very specific messages, but I'm getting the sense here that it's opening the heart, but at the same time being more discerning as well. Like mentally discerning. You know, finding your peace. Okay, let me get some more cards, because could we please get some clarifiers? Ooh, okay. Okay. That's a little clearer. So I'm getting the sense that perhaps in the past, people have done some kind of shady stuff. Some things that maybe were not okay. Not that maybe were not okay. Things that were not okay. And that greatly upset the balance. And it's not even that I feel like this was done maliciously. That it could have been that these people thought that they were working in either their best interest or your best interest, and but it wasn't. And for some of you, you felt like you had to go it alone for a while, just like get away from it, get away from it all. But this season, this full moon, this moon month, this moon cycle, something in you is either changed, or you've just come to kind of a natural conclusion of like, okay, now is the time I'm going to kind of start opening myself up again. Because you've taken the time, I feel, to like, now you can discern. Now you can, instead of this like 7, you're at the king. You know, you've gone up the scale, if you will, to the king, who can discern that. You know, can call someone's BS. You know, can see something for what it is. And that's a very interesting balance too, you know, between your head and your heart. You know, your heart may want to be open to, you know, a partnership, to other, you know, you can, whether it's romantic, platonic, just opening your heart to people, to love. However love looks like for you. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can just be opening yourself up, being vulnerable, being emotionally vulnerable with other people, and just looking for those opportunities. You know, wanting those opportunities, but understanding that you're coming into it with a much better mindset because you've learned from these past situations. You've kind of done the work. You found your peace. You found your balance. Yeah, temperance. It's like I like that. Not too hot, not too cold. You know, you don't want to like jump in with no guardrails, but at the same time, it's like, but I still want to get in the water. You know, 1 foot on the land, 1 foot in the water, kind of deal. It's like you've done that work to kind of reach your peace. And so this full moon, I feel, has been about like, okay, let's actually make that first step. Let's open up that opportunity. But also coming into it with the King of Swords being like, but I have this sword ready. You know, you can slice through the BS, and there's a lot of BS out there. And Kanaz, the torch, that wisdom, those that insight. Like you have insight now into who you want to open yourself up to. How you want to open yourself up. Like you have that experience, you have that knowledge. And the wheel of fortune. Things are shifting. Things are changing. And I get the sense that you want that. You want that shift and change. Like it's not so much you're being, pushed out into the world kind of deal. Like that can be scary. But you're making those conscious steps. And because you've done the work and you're coming at it with a viewpoint of like, I know who I want to open myself up to. I know, when I say how to open yourself, like I have this issue. Sometimes I overshare, but just being conscious of that. And so sometimes understanding that maybe the people around me, that's like, you know what? I'm just going to hold my peace. I'm going to hold my peace here. Being responsive rather than reactive. Reaction is like someone says something and just boom, like your gut, like that first fiery, just like, yeah, well, I think, or yeah, well, this, instead of taking a moment, finding your peace, finding your balance, coming to it from perhaps a more grounded and logical, just even though it's the King of Swords, which is an air suit, but just that idea of coming to it with, much more solid defense, or even realizing that you don't have to say anything at all. Just sometimes you can just be like, okay, that's nice, and walk away. That's okay too. Like, just you have that knowledge now. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's the vibe I'm getting. We're going to get some more from our oracle cards, from our other tarot decks, but that's the vibe I'm getting for you, pile 3. Okay. Let's get some tea leaves. So, how is this like going forward? Is there things to work on, things to navigate? Ooh, ooh, jeez. Okay, there's 3. Just oozed out of the deck. I can't even say they shot out of the deck. They just kind of like, very flowing, very water, very demure. Sorry. Anyways. All right, there's 4. There's 4. Okay. Yeah. Oh. We've got 6. Sneaky. Sneaky hobbitses. Come here. All right. We got 6, apparently. I thought there was 4. There was 6. Throne. Position of authority. I'm going to place that right under our King of Swords. Because. Wedge. Someone is trying to become between you and a friend or something you want. Broken ring. Parting of the ways in either romance or business. Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Okay. All right, let's... Yeah. Oh, I was like, do I have room? And I have all this room over here. It's like, yes, you do. Come here. Yeah. There we go. Mountain Road. You are on the road to success. Let's do this. Spear. Heartache over what you no longer have. Okay. Move these out of the way. Rearranging all of our cards. There we go. Okay. Really interesting how these came out. Especially when we were talking about like someone or perhaps people being kind of shady in the past, like things you've learned from. I'm going to get some tarot cards, but they're... Oof. Okay. I feel like this both speaks to kind of the situation that is you're coming from, but also like where to move towards. This parting of ways, away from people extremely stubborn, unwilling to change, like wedges, being, again, I just feel like this shady kind of energy over here. And not, and again, not, I don't feel it was intentional. It's just like that's the way this person operated, or people. Like that's just the way that particular group, community, however it was just not, it was not very healthy. And I feel there is some grief involved as well. You've moved away from that. You've found your peace, and we talked about kind of like going out on your own, like striking on your own, kind of getting away from things, and that could have very much have been, stepping away from people or a person. That there is some heartache there. There is some heartache over, having. I don't want to necessarily say like cutting that person out of your life, but like, reflecting on perhaps maybe you did. I again, general read. Um, Whether you cut them out of your life or just lessened contact with them, or maybe it just naturally they, fell away, parted ways kind of thing. Okay. Let's get some cards. Come in. Oh, okay. Three of Wands. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. I get the feeling that with the Three of Wands, this person, these people, this situation was very much like you, pile 3, you were moving in a direction that perhaps they were jealous of. You were ready to hit the waves. You had your board, you were at the beach, and they were like, "No, no, 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 no. Stay here in the sand with me." And you're like, "But I want to go surfing." Again, I'm using this as a metaphor. I Please don't take it literally unless you are a surfer and perhaps this happened. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's something about that. Like they wanted you to stay, and I feel like again this goes with our mule here. They wanted you, excuse me, they wanted you to stay, but you have to live your own life. You have to live your path, your peace. You have to go on your adventure. That's important. I was drawn to this top one. Oh, okay. 8 of Pentacles, parting of ways in romance or business. This could very much, yes, could have been a romance or a partnership, but also a partnership in the sense of a business, of work. Because the 8 of Pentacles is about hard work. And maybe it was a partnership, with another person where you were doing all the work. You were putting in the work and maybe they weren't. Whoop. Ooh, 5 of Cups with the mule. Yeah. Someone extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. And you can see this person is tilting out the contents of these cups and letting them go. I feel that is self-explanatory. But there's, again, we were talking about grief. We were talking about the 5 of Cups is about grief, is about grieving. There is loss, but at the same time, the 5 of Cups also speaks of, that the symbolism is like there's still a cup, there's still a full cup here. You can still take what you have and move on. Like, yes, it's good sometimes to let those other cups go. You can grieve them, you can acknowledge them, but it's okay to let it go. It's okay to let it go. Especially, it seems like in this situation, either the person, the situation, the the business, the partnership, whatever it was, you came to the realization that they were not going to change. They weren't even going to meet you halfway. Like, this is a very, like, nope, not moving at all. Not meeting you halfway, nothing. And that's where I feel like you were putting in the work. And perhaps the person, the business, situation, whatever it is, however it manifests in your reality, but they got very comfortable with you doing all of the work. And when you got to a situation, a point that you're just like, you know what, I want to strike out on my own. I want to go on my adventure. I've made plans. I'm gonna go do the thing. And they were like, no, don't. And you were like, nope, outies. And that is not an easy thing. I know I'm being a little light about it, but yeah, it is not easy. So that takes a lot of bravery to do that. I'm seeing you. Ooh, 5 of Swords with the King of Swords and our throne. 5 of Swords oftentimes is, it has a reputation, we'll say. It has a reputation of being like a blatant, in your face betrayal. In this situation, maybe it was for some of you. I don't know. I hope not, because that's rough. That's I've been there. It's rough. I hope it's not. But in this situation, the way I'm seeing it is, it's also a card of like win or lose. You can win, you can lose, but it's how do you face, like, how your position of authority now. What kind of authority are you? What kind of king are you? Again, no genders, just energy. Like, what kind of leader are you? Not leadership. What kind of leader are you? So you've won this, I want to say. Even if it feels very difficult, like, but you are moving into a position of, I want to say, like, authority and leadership over yourself. And it's like, yes, other people can be involved in your life, but ultimately you have that authority, you have that empowerment over yourself, but not others. And that's a very important distinction to have, because that's really what empowerment is. It's power over yourself, but never others. But I feel like the 5 of Swords is also, I just get the sense that it's like that didn't come easily. Clearly, like, you've been through a lot. Like, this point in time, this energy you're moving into, this self leadership, this self authority, being able to, we were talking about like discerning people or situations for what they are from past experiences. That does not come easily. Both just like how you got there and, just in general, it's very much, you could be a person that's like, wants to be super open and put your heart out there. Maybe you do wear your heart on your sleeve, and that can be very difficult because I sigh because I'm right there with you. You want to see the best in everybody, but you there's a difficult balance that's hard won, from past experiences that you have to be able to discern whether those people are good for you. You know, good for you and good for your energy. Good for your peace. Okay. Me. Seeing you. Okay. Ooh, the Hierophant. Ooh, okay. With our road to success, our mountain road to success, and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, things are changing. You are finding the path. You are finding the path forward. I think that's part of what is unlocking for you. What is starting is you are starting to walk that path forward. Being able to protect yourself, being able to discern people and situations, but also with an open heart, I feel. And that's a delicate balance. Again, temperance. That is a delicate balance. You know, I get the sense this card reminds me of like enlightenment a bit. You know, you're walking that path towards the goal. I love that, like this path. And again, like the wheel of fortune appears, you know, things are changing, things are shifting. And I feel like they are shifting in your favor because you are coming into this leadership. Ooh, and the 8 of Wands. Hmm. So I'm kind of getting two messages here with the 8 of Wands and the Spear. I'm getting one where this path that you're walking, I'm going to get some more cards on that because, again, I feel like you're kind of like opening your heart in a way. And again, we talked about like how to like opening your heart to love, and however love, um, you know, however that registers for you, however that's comfortable for you. So I feel like it's moving in quick, maybe quicker than you might be prepared for. And this heartache over what you no longer have. There could be some lingering grief with that as things start to move forward. And again, the Wheel of Fortune is also about things changing, things speeding up sometimes. The wheel spins. So this is a very fast moving energy. So I get the sense that something to work on, because you've done a lot of work. Something to work on, to be aware of, is that grief. There may be some lingering heartache over what you've left behind, what you've had to leave behind. So just be aware of that. I get the sense, not in again, I don't feel it's a bad thing. You know, it's okay to heal. And again, we had the 5 of Cups here, this healing. And that could be talking with a trusted friend, talking to a mental health care professional, journaling, meditation, combination thereof, like whatever is comfortable. But don't ignore it, because things might move real fast. And and again, this beautiful, like this really bright road, and the success, and I just get this like kind of roller coaster ride kind of feel here. But sometimes on those roller coasters is those big drops. You know, you kind of go up and then you drop, and your heart kind of goes in your chest if you've ever, ridden a roller coaster before. But there could be some of that as well. It's not a perfectly straight line. You know, there's steps, there's plateaus, there's ups and downs, and there's bumps on the road too. Okay. Okay. Let us get any remaining guidance. Again, I'm not getting anything particular of like definitive where this is going. I just like, as far as like towards other people, I feel that pile 3, this is a message of you're moving into your own power. You know, you're moving into your leadership era. And that is wonderful. And you'll be able to make those judgments, those discernments from a position of authority because of this experiences you've had. You know, you'll be able to maintain your peace. You know, again, that is not an easy thing, to walk into the world with an open heart. But at the same time, be able to discern who your heart is open to. That is not an easy thing. So hats off to you, pile 3. That is awesome. Ooh, okay. Ooh. All right. All right. Okay. Interesting that these came out, and I'm just taking these reversals. But reading a little more reversals for general reads. I usually do them all upright. For generals. Okay, anyways. Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to remember. Judgment came out in a very significant position in pile 1. Just an observation, not a requirement. Yeah, but and pile 2 might also, If you felt drawn to pile 1 or pile 2, you may want to check those out. It's just an observation, just a feeling for some of you that might be prevalent. But if not, ignore that. It's okay. So here, this kind of final guidance is really interesting because, and I kept these in reverse because I feel it's very important, especially like the Nine of Swords here, because the Nine of Swords is about anxiety. It's about the mental weight kind of weighing you down, sleepless nights, could be insomnia. And I feel like that is ending because you're in your King of Swords. You're moving away from that. I'm getting the sense that the universe is saying, like, let go of your anxiety, let go of your worry. Because partnerships didn't work out in the past, collaborations, whether it was, again, you and another person, you and a community, uh, you know, you and a circle of people, however it was, just because this didn't work out in the past doesn't mean it's not going to work out in the future. Let go of your worry. You're going to find that call. You're going to find that pull into that community, that group of people, that person. You will find it. And again, these winged figures here, how you found your peace, I have a feeling is how you're going to also find your people, your person. Trust that. Trust that intuition. And I love that Two of Wands is yes. It can be a card about making choice, but I'm just seeing the world here. Like, I'm kind of hyper focused in on it. And I just get the sense of, like, you have the world in your hands. You have so much opportunity in your hands. I just get, like, with the Wheel of Fortune, things are changing, things are shifting. You could be traveling. I don't know why that popped out of my brain, but excuse me. Maybe for some of you, you are traveling, and this trip, whether it's local or abroad, that could be very important. And part of maybe finding that other it could be like that person, that group of people, or even just your peace. Finding more of that, finding that call, that confidence, and being like, you know what? Yes, I made the right choice. Yes, I can do this. I can move into the world with an open heart. But still be my authority and still sit in my power. To be able to discern who gets to see that heart. Who gets to be let in, kind of vibe. So very powerful. Like, pile 3, you've been through it, but you are moving on to an amazing energy. You're moving into an amazing energy. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. Moving through the world. Again, this is a timeless read, but I'm just feeling like in the moment right now, like moving in the world with an open heart. Wearing your heart on your sleeve, so to speak. But at the same time, carrying that sword, like open heart, carrying a sword kind of vibe. It's just like, I have this beautiful heart to share with the world, but I also get to decide who's allowed to see it. Who's allowed to experience that. That is a vibe. that is that is some badass vibes right there. I don't know if I can say that, but I don't know how else to put it. Like, just that is just stuck on that meme. It's very demure. It's very mindful. I know why I'm picking it. Well, just look. Okay, yes. Bottom of the deck. 9 of coins. Independence. That just, yeah, just standing in your own power, in your own abundance is just, yeah, that's you. Just, you got it. You got this. All right, pile 3. I feel that is your read, and wow. Wow. Heck of a read. So thank you so much for trusting me to read for you. I really do appreciate it. Please leave a comment. I'm just interested. You don't have to share anything personal if you don't want. I'm just interested if I have any baddies, chalice and sword baddies. You leave a little sword emoji, I guess, for me. I'm just very, very curious if anybody resonated with pile 3. And as always, like, subscribe, share. Uh, Not just me, but any tarot reader, like the community at large. I always like to try to support everybody. So let's do that. And as always, any of the cards, the tools that I use, those will be in the description below. Anything else? Oh, I forgot on all my, forgot on everything else, but I also have links to my personal shop in there. I'm also an artist, so you can find all kinds of interesting things and keychains and stickers and all that jazz. All right, I think that's enough housekeeping. And yes, so pile 3. Thank you again, and until next time, take care of yourself, stay safe, and I will see you then. Bye.